A scam to me represents something that is misleading its investors. Hey guys, how's it going? It's Kevin here with Entertaining Entropy. You look fantastic today. Thanks so much for joining me. So today I'm covering a topic that I find is really important when you're going through, especially as a new buyer into the cryptocurrency and NFT space, NFT and cryptocurrency scams. And this video is really to educate folks to be looking out for these types of things, to make sure that the investments that they're making are ones that are giving realistic payouts and not really going to be deceiving you to give money and then have somebody run away with it. I'm also trying to educate you on ways to keep money in your pocket so that scammers aren't going to be messaging you, having you click things and take away your money without you knowing. So today's video is really focused on safety and security, but I'm also going to hit a couple news topics, one of which is a big one that I heard in the news Wonderland that had a big fallout because of some events and some findings that they had in their internal influencers, and some of their co-founders were found to be a lot more deceptive than originally thought. So ties in with some old companies and some cute tricks that these individuals use to try to run away with people's money, and we'll get into that. So make sure you hit the subscribe button because I'm covering videos on technology, NFTs, cryptocurrencies, the investing market and the stock trading as a whole, just trying to hit you guys with some interesting stuff that I find entertaining, but maybe also put some money in your pocket. Or you can sit and just watch me do it too. That's totally fine. Make sure you hit the bell for weekly episodes because I'm coming out with these week after week. And if you like what you see, hit me with a comment as well. I'd love to hear from you. You can always say hello. So let's jump into today's topic. Alright, so the first piece of advice that I'm going to give you is probably the most obvious one. If it's too good to be true, it probably is. Now there's a lot of cryptocurrency and NFT projects that are promising some pretty cool stuff, and those are legitimate ones, but let's start at the most extreme and work our way back. One news article that I read recently was about a project called Wonderland. They have a cryptocurrency called Time. They're advertising over 80,000% APY, annual percent year returns. And this is going to be something that seems a little bit too good to be true. And more recently, as news was released about them, we are finding that it probably is. The co-founder was allegedly involved with something called Quadriga CX, which is an exchange in Canada that was undergoing some shady practices. At one point, the founder of that was found dead, or he allegedly died, and he had the keys to everyone's money. So millions of dollars worth of investments were just gone, and they ran away with this kind of trick that they pulled on everyone. So this particular type of thing is a really good example of the type of disillusion and confusion that can surround cryptocurrencies, and a lot of these types of news events get a lot of press, so those are the types of things that people hear first and foremost when they hear about cryptocurrencies and things like that. One thing that this makes me think of is an idea of something called a Ponzi scheme, which is a way for cryptocurrencies to pay back initial investors from the new investors that are getting into it. And something that could be legitimate, but I tend to try to avoid because it just doesn't sit right with me with that type of practice. A scam to me represents something that is misleading its investors. It's promising something that may never happen, and it's probably going to have a negative financial effect on the initial or on the investors themselves to the benefit of the founder and the developers. Another thing that I'd advise you to look out for is when you're finding new projects, try to see if they have a Discord channel. Discord is a really good way to find the community and judge if that community is going to be positive around this project. You can find out if the administrators, the developers are really active in that community. Are they giving a really positive feedback and experience to the user, or are they causing a lot of negativity and not a lot of public appearances? It all depends on where you find your information for these types of investments. I would start at CoinGecko and look at the top 10 coins, try to find investments that are surrounding those or invest in those particular coins, and then start to work your way out. You don't really want to find your ideas or look at new coins and projects from the comments section of particular things that you're reading or things that you're looking at, or advertisements that you're seeing on websites. So these are probably going to be the most dangerous and probably the most poorly structured coins. You want to look at coins that are, again, starting at the top with Ethereum and Bitcoin, but built out to those types of layer 1 blockchains and working their way into layer 2 and coins that are built on top of that. So something that's really important to note is you will never have to give out your secret recovery phrase, which is a combination of words that are given to you when you first sign up with your cryptocurrency wallet. And every wallet, every coin that you have has this secret recovery phrase. It's just a way for you to get your money back if for whatever reason you get disconnected from that wallet. You want to look for things that have utility and have a promise of things that are existing today and not a promise of things that are in the future. So when you're looking at these types of projects and getting into them, a lot of them are going to say, wow, we're going to do this. We have this on the roadmap. It's going to be great. Don't fall for all the promise and all the work that they might have put into putting together pictures and lettering or words that they've put under their news articles. Find the community, find the people that are following this, see what their reaction is, and see what types of things you can actually do with that product. Another thing you can do is look at the co-founders, the founders, the developers, or anyone that they put their name out and they advertise about on their website and see if they are legitimate, real human beings. And try to look them up on Facebook, see if they have a history of where they've been to, LinkedIn, something like that. Or are they just, making up this type of thing and not identifying themselves to the community? Another thing you want to make sure you focus on is the underlying token. There's a lot of cryptocurrencies that are developed for projects, for exchanges, for things that you're using. They may fund that ecosystem. They may just be a way to invest in that ecosystem or that particular product. For example, DeFi land is something that I get into and some of my other videos and something that I really like. DFL is the coin that's behind that particular project. You can judge the interest and the investments and the investors that are behind the coin and the project based on the value of the coin. And watching that and kind of having an idea of the market cap of how many coins are out there, how many have been released, how many are being held, gives you an idea of how far along the project is. You can also look and see when these types of things were released. So if the coin has been released way back in 2000 and it still really hasn't gained any traction, makes sense that it's probably not a project that makes any money to get into. A key focus point for you would really be to look at the focus points or the characteristics of the project or the coin. Now I'm talking in general terms, so it's a little bit hard to do. Let me use some examples. In a coin, a cryptocurrency coin, there's different ways that the coin is produced. There's sometimes a maximum number of coins that can be available. There's sometimes a method that the coin is destroyed. There's all kinds of factors that are going to change the value of the coin, that are going to change the quantity of coins that are out there on the market. And a similar behavior can be found when you're looking at NFTs that are built against those coins or those projects. So for example, when you're looking at a new NFT project, how much documentation and information do they give you about that project? Is there information to tell me how do I get from A to B? Is there instructions on how to do that? Is there screenshots? There should be a lot of information because they've coded this, they've built these things. They should be able to explain it to you, to say, this is what we plan to do, this is what we have done, this is how it is done. If something is vague, if something just gives a lot of promise with a lot of flashy images and cool colors and things, there's not going to be a lot of interest or a lot of belief, at least on my part, that that project is going anywhere far because they don't have the documentation. They can't show me what's actually going to happen. If they don't explain to me what the coin is doing on the back end, or that some of the founders are holding a certain number of those coins, or in the case of Ponzi schemes that new investors are funding the original investor, something like that, I am very suspicious of that type of coin or that project. So you have to explain to me what you're doing and why, and I want it in clear English that makes sense, and I don't want something that is misleading as well. So in today's episode, we saw a number of different ways to keep yourself safe. Let me know of any other scams that you might have fell victim to, that you heard of people falling victim to. I'd like to hear about it and make sure that people are aware of that. Maybe I can make another episode if you guys found that this one was beneficial to you. I'm always trying to educate you guys in these types of markets, build you guys up to be able to invest in this type of world of technology, cryptocurrencies, NFTs, or even the stock market and some of my other videos, and trying to educate you guys in a safe way, but if you just want to watch me do it and see how it goes for me, you can certainly always do that. Let me know what you'd like to see me do, certainly with comments below, or just leave a hello. But really always just trying to help show you guys that there's cool things out there that can be done, but also, as you see in today's video, keep you safe and watch out for the types of things that could try to catch you up. A lot of misinformation, a lot of fear, uncertainty, and doubt within cryptocurrencies and NFTs. So let me be your guide, and I hope you guys have a wonderful time investing. Have a great day.